Good afternoon, TNT Super Fantastic Family. Today is Wednesday, March 6th, 2019. Yours truly, Raymond 98 here, along with. Hey, Tony. No, Tony?
I was trying to get back to my phone. Yeah. Good morning, TNT. I was playing on my phone. I couldn't get back to the right screen. So, anyway, hey, good morning, guys. I want to do something different this morning. I actually wanted to. So, I need somebody's help. Somebody sent me a email or a text, but I can't find it over the weekend or Monday. And she was telling me how her father listens to the call and that he went in and had some tests done and he had some arteries that were blocked and something else. And I believe he is 90 years old. Seems like that. I can't remember. But she wanted me to call and talk to him on the phone for a minute because he listens to our show. He's been listening to it for years. And instead of doing that, I actually wanted to bring him on and be able to talk to you guys, which I thought was good. So I've been going through my phone and I can't find it. So if he's listening or if she's listening, if you could send it to me again real quick or send me a text, I would absolutely love to talk to him right now. If you can make that happen, I would like to do that. Okay. In the meantime, in between time, Ray, you put out something?
No updates went out.
No updates went out. All right. In that case, there's only one thing I can tell you guys. Or two things. It's been quiet all weekend. Nothing from the banks, nothing from our committee guy, nothing from Iraq, either Baghdad or Kurdistan. It's been really quiet until this morning when he called and told me that we should probably see the lower denoms sometime this weekend. That is what they are being told. That's what he's been told at his level. Now remember, he told us about the rate change. He told us about the 35. He told us about the prices changing. Now, he did it all before it actually happened, or before, I'm going to say, everybody else started seeing it. We had proof all the way down to the street level. He is higher up, so he does get it first, and those changes occur first. But he said everything has been reloaded in the ATMs, ready to go. He gave me a specific day he thought it was going to happen. But I'm going to tell you guys, supposed to happen this weekend. We're supposed to see that portion of this whole thing. So that's really the only news I got. So, Ray?
Well, one thing I didn't get around to posting it. I just figured we'd talk about it on this call. Was what was being broadcast on Iraqi television. Yesterday they broadcasted some Iraqi personnel or government officials talking with Pompeo and stating that the cabinet selections will be concluded by the end of the month. And then this morning, we got, Iraqi TV is broadcasting that the cabinet selections will be completed within 2 weeks, which is before the end of the month. Interesting turn of events, I would say. Those of us who are holding to the fact that the cabinet needs to be completed before you see the RV, that gives you a window to look forward to if that's what you are subscribing to. I know all of us don't subscribe to that, but for right now, it is a good scapegoat, if you will, or something to get your attention. to keep you from looking at other things. Just a thought.
All right. Good thought that it is.
Okay, I guess that takes us to the questions. All right, well, I had to read it because this first one wrote a short story. And sometimes in those short stories is crying and complaining. So I had to make sure none of that was in there. And because we don't need to hear that on this call. So let's get right to it. Lena says, I saw 2 articles over Monday and Tuesday that talked about Iraq as trying to get a session to the WTO and that it is necessary to get full international trading restrictions removed from Iraq. What other such important things need to be addressed so Iraq can move forward? Okay, so I guess you're saying that the WTO acceptance was necessary to get full international trading restrictions removed.
Now, we heard on the last call, or call for that, we talked about WTO and that they weren't a full-fledged member yet. Is that not a requirement? If that's a requirement for us to get the currency, if that's what we're talking about, international, for them to be a member of WTO, then this is going to be a while because I don't think the next invitation is for months. They don't just, wake up one morning and say, let's invite him in today. Those are meetings that are announced and votes that go on and everything else. So I really don't think that's a requirement for what we'll offer their currency to be international. But they have to be a member of the WTO or a full-fledged member.
Well, I guess a deeper question still would be, does the currency have to be international before they revalue it?
No, they've already revalued it or reinstated it, however you want to look at it, right now in country. So it doesn't have to be international for them to do what they've already done. So
well,
it just has to be, which it has been, and banks are already taking it, as we know. You got a list of 70 banks right now, which are international, which let it go. So that's not a requirement.
And that's what I was going to address, that I maintain, because I have that 78 banks that will take the currency right now. I don't care whether it's declared international or not. They're taking it. I'm just waiting for a rate change. And then the rest will follow suit.
That's right. Because, as I say, you can go to Citibank right now. They buy and sell Dinar. So, and been doing it for years. Continue to do it. So, why is it not international? The rate is not changed internationally. What we're waiting for.
Okay.
All
Burbank Lou says there was an article posted in TNT this week saying that 80% of the people of Iraq did not have cards. Is this false? True, will they need to have another card pushed before we see the RV? I didn't see that article, so I don't know.
I didn't see it either. It was posted in the forum or somewhere, where somebody saw it. But I think, from my understanding, most of the people in the country do have cards. They have multiple cards, as a matter of fact, now. Their food card, their cash card,
your IOU card.
Yeah, okay. But they do have cards, and that's exactly why they're doing it. And that's how people are using the rate change right now on their cards, because they don't have the lower denoms and won't have them until sometime this weekend, is my understanding. So.
Okay.
Okay.
Moving right along, High Tide says, if I gift $100 trillion Zimbabwe bearer bonds to a good friend and he has no humanitarian projects, how much will he receive when he redeems said 3 Zimbabwe bearer bonds?
Is he talking about the 100 trillion notes?
Well, he says $100 trillion Zimbabwe bearer bonds.
I don't know what he's talking about. Well, if you're talking about the $100 trillion notes.
The $100 trillion note, and not bearer bond.
If you're talking about the $100 trillion note, the one with the 15 zeros on it, and they take them off, and depending on what the rate is, he's going to get that 11 to 22 cent, whatever that rate is. That's what everybody's going to get. Now, the only way you can get any more than that, what they said, if you have a humanitarian project, you submit it to the bank. They submit it to Zimbabwe. Both of them approve of it, which is at least a 90-day process in order for you to get anything above that.
But weren't we also told that those humanitarian projects had to be involving a charity in Zimbabwe?
Somewhere in Zimbabwe, yes.
Right, okay. I thought that was an additional condition that whoever these other people are still talking humanitarian projects are conveniently leaving out. So, suffice it to say.
Yeah, that's why Zimbabwe has to approve it. It has to go through. That's why you'll get the extra money.
Right. So at least that's what we have received. All right, Red says, number one, what news about the lower denoms? Okay, you just shared that already. Number two, is the market pricing on food and other goods still being marked down to the 65 dinar level? Well, you never said that. That based on what we have learned, they're being marked up because of the tariffs. And therefore, a need for that rate to adjust, or it's going to drive the consumer right out of the buying market. Any comment on that?
Okay. Again, this morning, yeah. And I didn't really understand it, guys, so I have to think about it. So let me see. Because right now, a loaf of bread, well, before, let's say it costs them $1, it costs 1,100 dinar. If it costs $1 or anything else, because 1,100 dinar equals a dollar at the time. But every person I've talked to over there, the store owner, I got a cab driver, like government guys, and like Kurdistan guy, all have said the prices are going up. And I was like, they're going up. The price of everything is going up since the rate changed. And I thought the number should go down because it's 35 dinar per $100. How are the prices going up? But that's the term they all use. Said prices are going up. And they actually have some examples. I think it was in the forum. Ray, did you post it in the forum? I think you did over the weekend. Examples of how the prices are changing. And it is with the taxes and tariffs. But meat was going up, tomatoes were going up, and now they're saying everything that the prices are going up. Still don't make sense to me, but that's it.
Okay.
All right.
Red's number 3 question: when the CBI and Forex goes live with our desired rates, how long will it take to get 800 numbers?
We should actually have the 800 numbers. Do what?
Never mind. Go ahead.
Oh. Okay, we should actually have the 800 numbers when it goes live over here because they don't want us to go right to the bank. Like it's within 2 hours is what they always want us to start going right to the bank. So hopefully we'll have the 800 numbers. We'll be ready to go. And if it does like it was planned to, we'll be going to the bank before it hits 4X. That doesn't mean the rate doesn't change. It just means 4X doesn't get it yet. So, which would the perfect time would be over a weekend. So, let's look and see what happens.
Okay. Big Lou 423 says, on a previous call, Tony made mention that the IMF program's interest earned was without tax burden, basically no tax. Is this correct? Yes.
Did I say that?
Yeah, it is without tax.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the IMF programs. That's what we were told, that they would be tax-free, just like a municipal bond type thing. Number 2, he says, on the same call, I think you also said that these IMF programs had some kind of guarantee. Do you have further info on this, or can you elaborate?
No, I don't have any info. We haven't got the package yet. Our understanding, there's going to be, some kind of guaranteed programs by the IMF, global programs, and we'll have all that information after the RV. After they do that, they're not giving us any information until then on how to apply for it or what their requirements are going to be.
Okay. Of course, we were told that it would be invitational, so that still remains to be seen how it will unfold. Jim in KC asked, yes.
I was going to say it was just like I told you guys about platforms that they were going to have or by invitation also. And I'm talking about bank platforms, not the ones overseas, which you already know are by invitation only. So, all right, go ahead.
Okay. Jim in KC says, is the contradicting information between the committee guy and the banks still in effect over the Zimbabwe exchange? Jay?
Yeah, still in effect. Because he's going to stay on his side, and the bank going to stay on their side, and we're going to see what happens. But he still says it's not going to happen, and they're still telling us they're taking the 50 trillion, 100 trillion note, and they're going to exchange it. So we're going to see.
Okay. What rates are showing for the Dinar, Dong Rupee, and Zimbabwe, and how confident are you those will approximate what we will be offered? Well, the rates haven't changed in over a month, so it's the same rates we've been giving. Now you can answer your confidence question.
Yeah, we were at 443. We know based on the budget what they did should be minimum. It depends on the price of oil at that date and time where it should go. They're the same rates we've been hearing for years, guys. Nothing different. Just on the board, that's all. So I'm pretty confident it's what the bank's been trained on, that those should be the rates when they come out. So how confident am I? I feel good that the rates, the last ones that we gave you, even though he said it, these are not the final rates. The final rates were within those ranges that we gave. So I feel good about that. What was the second part?
That was it. What are the rates, and how confident are you that they approximately will be what's offered? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Muhammad, 68, says, is the reinstatement rate of $2.86 posted in the Gazette? And will the revalue rate also be required to be published in the Gazette as well?
There's nothing posted in the Gazette. We haven't seen it in the Gazette. They got the information over there, and it was a rate change. So here's the thing. You guys need to quit listening to everybody and decide who you're going to listen to and look up monetary. The rate of money changes every day. It changes every day on Forex. The dollar rate changes every day from 78 cents to 76 cents to 73 cents, even if it went to $1. It's not posted in the law books every time there's a rate change because it's not a law. It's a rate change. Now, why is somebody telling you it has to be posted in the Gazette? I don't know. Who does that make sense to? That the rate is going to change, be posted in the Gazette as law, and then what? It can never change again? They got to go vote in it? They got to go make it a law every time it changes from 5 cents or 10 cents, or every 90 days when it goes up by 2%, it has to be posted in the Gazette? You're listening to the wrong people. Okay? All right, go ahead, Ray.
RP Moore 1086 says, a few weeks ago, a new caller asked what actions to do to, quote, be ready, end quote. On review, I have been unable to locate this, so I can be sure I and all my people have all of our info in order for our last-minute check. Blessings and thanks. I guess he's asking, where's the Be Ready info? Yeah, he's trying to find the info on Be Ready.
Okay.
The things you have to do to
so
be
you're
ready.
You're talking to the right guy. Right, Ray?
But, you know, I don't know.
It's actually in the form. Huh?
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah. It's a thing that we did years ago. We have it in the form. And it goes number 1, 2, 3. Somebody found it a couple months ago when we had asked for it and brought it forward. And maybe we just need to see if somebody can bring it forward again and then put a sticky on it so it stays right there. You know what I'm talking about, where the stickies are?
Yes.
In front of your glass, yeah. Just put it right there, and then we won't have to look for it anymore. But it is in the form.
All right. Someone find it and bring it to the front, and we'll get some glue and put a sticky on
it. All right.
Uh-oh.
So we will get that. They got it already?
No. I was ready to go to the next person. There's a 001 00 agent. You ready?
All right.
Okay, Robert, 001 says, whatever happened to the 286 rate posted last week or the week before? Of course, that was the beginning. There's some words missing, obviously. That was
he said whatever happened
to a stop or dead end. Okay. Yeah, whatever happened to the 286 rate posted last week. I don't know that it was posted anywhere last week. Did you?
No, it wasn't posted anywhere except for on different sites and people saying that they've heard about it, seen it. And I understand what he's saying. What happened to it? The rate is still there. That rate has not changed in Iraq. They have an in-country rate of 286 that they are operating with right now. We just don't have a rate to operate with. It's a problem because it's not international. Now, the lower denoms are supposed to come out this weekend, so hopefully he's not a week early, but it's supposed to come out this weekend, and then we could see it go with that. The lower denoms and the fields were supposed to be released this weekend. And when they're fully operating with that, maybe they will make the adjustment and we'll see the rate. And I said maybe because the banks are really, really quiet. They're actually saying I can't talk about it, which is unusual for them because they talk about everything. But they're just saying I can't talk about it. So they know they're being monitored now because we're that close. But the rate is still 286 in Iraq.
Okay. Coach 1953 says, good morning, Tony and Ray. I would like to know if you have info regarding the cleric Dinar. He has very smoothly gone quiet here lately. I think I just heard yesterday about some health challenges that he's been experiencing. You know anything about Dinar and why he's been so quiet?
I heard that Dinar and Amiri had a meeting over the weekend, and they have come to a compromise on the minister positions and how the government is to be run. We haven't seen that yet because we don't even know what happened in Parliament yesterday with the votes or anything they were supposed to take. But other than that, Dinar knows what's going on. He sees what's happening, and as long as it's doing that, I guess he's satisfied because he's not putting people in the streets. They're not rioting. He's not putting out anything. He's letting it work like it's supposed to work. So there's nothing sinister there. I mean, he hasn't been silenced or jailed or anything else. I guess he's saying it's working like it's supposed to work now. We just want it to work a lot faster, but I guess their plan is actually working.
Oh, okay. Cool.
All right.
Kite Wad says, if this ends up being non-taxable event, wouldn't the gifting letters be worthless? Well, they already are as far as I'm concerned. But anyway, Tony, your response.
If it's a non-taxable event with the gifting letters, let me see. You win the lottery and you get $500,000 or $50 million, and you get taxed on it.
No. This one is a non-taxable event.
I know, but I'm just saying something.
Oh, okay.
And now you give each one of your cousins $20,000. Do they have to pay taxes on it? I'm waiting for somebody to answer. But anyway, same thing here. You gave away the currency. Did you give it away when it was worthless, or did you give it away when it was worth $20,000, $30,000? So I would have my documentation. I gave it to them when it was 5 cents. So guess what? I don't have to pay tax because I went over the $12,000. They shouldn't own 5 cents. Now they go and exchange it themselves. Now, if they're doing the RV, the part of the exchange, it shouldn't be taxable. But if it was a gift, I don't know. Is it taxable? Because somebody just gave you $50,000. The exchange doesn't carry a tax, but because it was gifted to you, you didn't purchase it, does that carry a tax?
Not to the recipient.
I don't know. Do what?
Not to the recipient, supposedly. But the giver has that issue of a gift tax if they don't structure it right. But I just stick to what I'm saying is based on that whole segment that I did on utopian giving. That makes it worthless to me. But
okay,
to each his own.
Look, if I have to pay the gift tax on everything over $15,000 now, right?
Well, yes, if you follow that procedure.
Right, I understand that the tax law is now over $15,000. The giver has to pay the tax on that. So now, do I want to have a gift letter showing I gave him this 100,000 dinar when it was only worth 10 cents, or when it was worth $400,000? That's why I still should have the gift letter showing when I gave it to him.
Yes, if you're going to follow that option, which is option A.
Okay. All right. So everybody got that. All right.
Yeah. So for the
you
option
want to
A,
tell them the right way to get it to them? Yeah.
Well, they have to decide if you want to be an A person or a C person. An option C person wouldn't give it, period. An option C person would take that exact same amount and donate it, and then take a full tax-deductible write-off at value for donating. Now, it's a learning process for some of you, but now we've addressed A and C. And, of course, B is being middle way either direction. But you have choices now. And go back and I don't remember which call we did when I went into detail on the utopian way of giving. And you'll have something you didn't have before. It's called options, choices, instead of one way to do something. Next caller is Sons34. The first time there was a notification sent out, you said we got within 10 minutes of release. With the notifications that went out last week, do you know how close we got this second time around? Okay, I guess it means we have 10 minutes of release, or I don't know. English majors,
No.
friends. I'm just reading what I see.
Oh, okay. No, I do not. And I understand what they're saying. Last time I was actually told how close we got to the thing actually going through when those type notifications were given. And no, nobody has called me and said we were this close to this going this time. And we'll see what happens. I don't even have I was trying to think the time frame that they were given or has been redistributed. So I have to make that phone call. I didn't think about that. See if they were given an update for that.
Okay. Puddled PNW.
Okay.
Puddled PNW says, Tony, a long time ago, you spoke of the consequences of an internal reinstatement / revaluation, but not internationally. Would you please speak of this again?
I talked about, say it again?
You spoke of the consequences of an internal reinstatement / revaluation, but not internationally. So I guess that would be the same as in-country only? Internal, but not international? That's what I get from that.
Yeah, I got it. I'm just trying to think what they mean, why that would be negative.
Yeah,
what would
I
happen
remember
with
you
the
referencing
country?
consequences of it happening as opposed to of it not happening, but I don't know.
I have to think about that.
Okay. Let's see, what is this? SCRAAD 2001 says, how can the rate be 286 in Iraq only and not worldwide?
Okay. And maybe this is what they were talking about, too. Before, when Saddam Hussein was in charge of Iraq, guys, he set the rate at one time $2.22. That's what he said the rate was against the U.S. dollar. Now, just because he said it doesn't make it happen outside the country. Inside the country, it absolutely makes it happen because that's what he set the rate at. So anybody using dollars, that's what they would exchange the dinar for if they want to do that. They can have any rate in country that they choose to have, or they're set by their CBI. And that's exactly what they've done, and their country can operate on that. It just doesn't, or ordinarily, it wouldn't get the same benefit outside the country. So it would just work for them. And nobody would really care because they still have to get the dollars in there. Now, when you're going outside the country and everybody else, there has to be an international rate to be doing that, to be able to use the dinar outside the country. And they can't just determine it. It has to be where everybody agrees on it and that there's some value to the dinar itself. In country, it's the value they're giving it for the dollar. Outside, we would have to actually see some value. And does the dinar now have value? Yes. And can it be used internationally? Yes. So the question is, why hasn't it changed on Forex? So I'm going to read this to you guys real quick. This is on Iraq TV. Just came up right now. I just got it. It's on Iraq TV. It says, Zane MasterCard Cash, just on Iraq TV, launching today. Their new MasterCard which will allow Iraqis to use their card any place and anywhere in the world. You can pay in dinar or U.S. dollars. It's linked to the new Zane phone and showing the advantages of this card and letting the citizens know. That's what's being played on their television right now, telling them that their cards and their currency is international, can be used anywhere in the world because it's electronic. Now, again, in this system, they are converting it at the 286 rate. But we still don't see it on Forex yet or the CBI. So I will tell you guys something else, because I got to get this. Zane MasterCard cash, one thing, but the new Zane phone, which one of, let me see. No, I did not say that yet. Yeah, we'll wait on that one. But we got some insight into this Zane MasterCard, but I got to make a phone call. Zane phone. But anyway, it's being put out today. So, again, just like the other MasterCards and the Visa card, and they're telling that. Just like I told you, we had people over here, and they have the rate on their card because they have the rate on their cards. We just don't have it yet. And if they're using that rate international, then we all should have enough common sense to know we're going to get the international rate. And right now it's at 286. I did ask him to find out when the lower denoms come out over the weekend and the fields come out, if there was going to be another rate change. Because that's what I'm looking for. They reinstated, and now we're looking for a revaluation. You have to get back to me on that. All right, what's next?
Be for real. Be for real says, I have friends who I was attempting to tell about Tony's credentials and background, but I wasn't able to give full disclosure or credit. Tony, can you take a minute to talk about your background? Before you answer that, because I don't know how you want to answer it. But, folks, our background has no bearing on we're sharing information that we're getting from people. And that's all you need to be really telling folks. Here's information that's coming just like anywhere else. And if it's just an information provider, their personal background is irrelevant unless you need to know what to determine if you believe what they're saying. That's my thoughts, Simone. But whatever you want to say.
My background. Well, I'm going to say what Ray just said, guys, because it's really not about Tony. I know some people want it to be about Tony, and they think it is, and they think they can go in the bank and say Tony said, but trust me, that's not going to help you one bit. Now, we have to have a fight or something, then we'll do what we need to do. But my background, doesn't really have anything to do with this. I didn't want to do this. I didn't put this together. This thing just fell in my lap, so we already know that. I was only supposed to be here a week. I'm just a guy who started something, who people noticed that I was trying to do the right thing, trying to help people, and they came on board with us. And by people, I mean people who work at banks, work at government agencies, who work in different countries all over, just start coming, giving us information, bits and pieces here, trying to make sure that we have what we needed to tell you guys so that this would work for everybody. Nobody, and I mean nobody, thought this many people would get involved or thought it would take this long to get this thing done. Nobody. Back when they first started giving the information out, and they're like, okay, let's see Let's get as many as we can quickly and get this over with. Nobody thought it would snowball into this. So I just happened to be a guy that was in the right place at the right time. A few people saw that they could use my voice because that's what they did. They could use our contacts to spread the word out to people. They could use us for misinformation, which we did, and I told you guys about it. And sometimes I was aware of it, sometimes I wasn't. Sometimes I was made aware of the results of, some of the shows that we did, where they caught people, what they had. They came back to me. Sometimes they totally pissed me off. I got phone calls and they said, well, I hope you're not mad, this, that, and I'm like, you hope I'm not mad. and one day I'm going to tell you guys a story because it's a hell of a story. But anyway, I'm going to tell you that story. And then, but it's all part of the business. And that's how I looked at it. Okay, it's all part of the business. That's why I'm here. I don't have a Medal of Honor or anything else. Being in the military, they don't give me no secret security or certificate or nothing else. I probably have more information than they ever thought I was going to be given because they gave me some and other people gave me some, but that's all this is about. I made the right contacts. So that's the background. All right, Ray.
All right, let's go to some live individuals.
Okay, let me do this before we go live because I want to say
okay.
This real quick. All right. Whoever that was that sent me that thing, I can't find it. So they might not be listening today because they didn't send it back. Because I really wanted to bring him on and do that. But maybe I'll get it. But the other thing is, I want to thank everybody who sent me, texts and emails and letters and cards and everything for my daughter for Monday and what we went through. And me and my whole family, we really appreciate that. So I wanted to say thank you for that. The other thing is, my birthday is when? March the 28th. I will be 60 years old, even though I only look like I'm 35. I know I'm going to be 60. Actually 45, because people tell me that all the time. So we are going to have first come, first get in. So I tell you guys 100 people, so we're going to let 200 people in. It's 910 2nd Street in Old Sacramento, called the Ambiance. You guys can go online, look it up. It's probably the nicest club in Sacramento now. And you guys should be very rich and wealthy and everything else by that time. But it is still $10 to get in. So know that. All right, there we go. That's your PSA for today. Okay.
Okay. First caller is 951 area code.
Good afternoon. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
Hey, good morning. How are you? Good,
Tony. Hey, you had mentioned that this person, the higher-up person, said that the lower denoms are going to come out this weekend. Is your representative that you're talking about from the CBI? Can you mention that or not?
The fact that I'm hesitating answering it.
Right. Not.
Okay. You want to pass on that one then? Okay. I think I got the answer there.
No.
So, okay, no problem. Okay.
Yeah. The fact that I did answer it. You didn't get it? Wait till CIA comes. She'll tell you.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Well, then I guess the next question, if it does go this weekend with the lower notes, in your opinion, obviously next week would be a great week for us, correct? I mean, I don't want to pinpoint you by 72 hours or anything like that, but if it does go, I would assume that we're within a 1 week transition where they're gonna pull the trigger on that. Would you agree with me on that?
I would. Now, I didn't get that answer this morning, but I'm going to take another shot at it because it's, anyway, I'll take another shot at it throughout the week. But, again, it makes sense to me, guys, just looking at it. And you guys just go through this in your own head. Somebody's been telling you for 8 or 9 years that the dinar was going to revalue and you could become rich. And then for 8 or 9 years, you've been saying, no, it doesn't happen like that. It's not going to happen like that. Or you're like some accountants who are telling people there's no way it could go from 0 to 100 in one day. Right? I mean, there's a currency that goes like
Correct.
that.
Yeah, I understand.
And then you're watching it, and all of a sudden you find out, oh, the rate changed in country. 35 dinar equals $100. That means it's $2.86 already in country. Everything, everywhere, every article says they're going to be international, and they're going to be one of the richest countries in the world. So why wouldn't I think this is going to happen when it already has happened now? Not like 8,
Correct.
9 years left or going to happen. It actually happened. They're actually telling people. They're producing Visa cards and MasterCards, and they're telling them they can use them anywhere in the world. Something's about to happen. Now, we get to this point, and this weekend, if the lower denoms come out and the fields come out, you have to be a complete idiot. Complete idiot not to know that the rate's about to change.
Correct.
Because
Correct.
what are those if the rate doesn't change? Why would they put out a bunch of worthless junk where the highest one doesn't even equal a penny?
Right.
So now we have to look at, okay, they're being that blatant with it. Maybe they don't think the world's watching, but they know we're watching. But now the world does take aim at it. How long do they give them to start buying up every dinar in the world? So I would think at that point it would go rather quickly.
Yeah, I would think, and you had mentioned that the last call, Tony. It's ridiculous. I mean, if the hedge fund people and the whales find out about this 286, they're all in, and they're going to do
That's
it.
right.
And that's what you said. And what you said, Tony, they don't want that to happen. So they're not going to give this 30 days and flip it again, and flip it to 443 or whatever it is. There's no way. There is absolutely no way that is good. So it's got to come. If the lower notes come out this weekend, it's going to happen next week, and we're off and running. That just makes sense, and you have to make sense of this. Of course, it is Iraq, but just watch what they do, not what they say, right? And they've already changed it to 286. We're right around the corner. We're right around the corner for the 433. So that does make sense then. All right, sounds good. Well, I mean, there's not really much to talk about. We're just talking about lower notes and fills, and that's it. So with that, I appreciate the information very much, and you guys have a great day, and we'll see what happens by Friday, and I'll let the next caller come on in. Appreciate the information.
Okay.
All right, thank you, sir.
Ted, take care.
610, you are on.
Hey, good afternoon, Ray. Good morning, Tony. It's G-Man in PA.
Greetings, sir.
Hey, man, how you doing?
I'm doing super fantastic, Tony, and it's another dynamite day here in the USA, ladies and gentlemen. Ray and Tony are still here for us. They're still getting the information. And in order to keep this information superstation on the air, donations are needed. You can help by going to www.TNTSUPERFANTASTIC.com, clicking on that red donate button, and when you do, the name and address will come up to where you can send your check or money order made payable to Raymond Renfrow, P.O. Box 1748, Elm City. That's just like the tree. Elm City, North Carolina, 278. And for those of you who would like to donate electronically, the Cash App is available on the donation page. And if you're already familiar with and utilizing the Cash App, you can go to $TNT SuperFantastic, and you'll be able to make your donation electronically. Again, Tony and Ray, thank you very much for all you continue to do for us out here in the currency community. Thank you to both of your families for sharing you with us. Thank you to those 13 task force members still out there making sure that the bankers and meeting facilities will be available for us post-RV so we can get all that banking information. And I'll close it out with Vegas, Vegas, Vegas. Verification, negotiation, diversification, protect your principal, and rally, 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 so I can come join you and enjoy some of that good home-style North Carolina barbecue. Thank you, gentlemen. Make it a dynamite day.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Okay. 865 area code. You're next.
Hi, guys. Appreciate all of the nuggets that you're sharing with us. I'd like to follow up on that question that 951 had asked you, because I, too, was intrigued by it, but I would be taking it more from the standpoint that info that you received, whether or not it was coming from your Kurdish contact, who always is somewhat ahead of the curve, or elsewhere in Iraq, not so much specific in terms of what agency.
So you want me to tell you his name? Is that what you're saying?
No. I want to know, your Kurdish contact who is always ahead of the curve, or, which gives us a little bit of a heads up sort of thing, or was this, coming in elsewhere from one of your contacts over there that's not ahead of the curve, but gives us a little bit of perspective.
It was
and if it's
absolutely
irrelevant,
coming from that contact. No, that's it. That's where it came from.
Okay.
The fact that you keeping up with it kind of bothers me, but okay.
I thought that you shared that when you gave the information.
No.
Maybe I'll play back the call and listen. But
yeah, no, I didn't
told
share
him,
that part.
You said Iraqi contact to Tony this a.m. Got it this a.m., this morning. Told him we should see lower denoms this weekend. Didn't say which of the ones. And I know you have several contacts over there, so it was just really, and you have referenced in the past that, now remember, guys, if we get this information and it's coming from from the northern part of the country, they're always a little bit ahead of the game and coming through from the capital. So appreciate your clarification. You also had said, Tony, that your banking contacts are saying, I can't talk about it at this point. And given that is the answer whenever you're talking with them, how high of an alert status would you say that they are on?
Well, they're on a scared status now. So scared to say anything. So, okay. Pretty high. Okay.
Fine.
That's all I have to look at it.
Okay.
Yeah.
The other thing you had commented on, and again it was referencing the comments that were showing up on Iraqi TV, talking about the fact that the government, saying that they were expecting the government to be completed by the end of the month, and it was coming back within a couple of weeks. Was curious whether or not your contacts have referenced at all the contact being made between Secretary Pompeo, Secretary of State, along with Prime Minister Mahdi, because there is something that's on his website indicating that a phone call was made this morning. And what they're saying on the website is that to discuss economic issues and enhance Iraq's capabilities and independence. Have they, it's pretty vague, but I was curious whether or not anything is surfacing, whether it be on TV or coming through as an alert from any of your contacts there of, get ready because they were doing the talking between our Secretary of State.
Where did you see it at?
On the Prime Minister's
where did you
website.
See it at?
Prime Minister's website.
Okay. Oh, all right.
It was saying Prime Minister Mahdi received a phone call from U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, during which he stressed legal framework for the work of the international coalition forces, including the U.S. forces operating in Iraq, whose main task is to combat the promotion and training of Iraqi forces and the non-establishment of foreign bases. And it's according to Iraqi approval. So they're making it clear that, the bases are there, but that, that's following through Iraqi protocols. And then it says they also discuss latest developments in the struggle against the border with neighboring Syria and the impact on Iraq and the importance of cooperation to compensate Iraq for its human and material losses in its war with the U.S. and Iraqi laws and international norms, as well as to discuss economic issues and enhance Iraq's capabilities and independence. And then it signs off as the media office of the Prime Minister. So that's all it says, but it's saying that they talked about economic issues.
Well, there is an article out besides what he wrote explaining what they talked about, and basically the same thing as the bases, and they're supposed to be taking their vote over there. They want to make sure they vote the right way, and they're supposed to get some rewards for doing their currency, doing the exchange, and providing for the citizens. Now, is that what was needed in order for things to happen this weekend or for things to happen next week, for the RV to be announced? Are we still waiting for that situation to be finalized? Could that have delayed it once again? The vote on if we're going to have bases there or not. I mean, the agreement's already in place to have the bases there. Mahdi has already said we need the bases. Some of the ministers say we need the bases. Only the ones that are on Iran's side, and there's an article that came out again this morning that says Iran is losing that fight. So the bases aren't going anywhere. Soldiers aren't going anywhere. The economy is going to move forward. Now, do we have someone in that situation? I mean, that would be involved in that. Well, they might not be involved in the conversation, but they are involved when people come to visit. So, yes, I'm sure we're going to get some information out of that later today because they're at that level. Kurdistan guy, and the reason he gets stuff is because there's a couple of people over there, because I know you're interested in the details and the book, but Iraq has contractors over there that we are in contact with, both Iraqis and Americans, who have probably 2 or 3 of the largest contracts in the country. I guess they're isolated there, huh? Anyway, well, I'm not going to say what industry they're in, but the thing is, they get all this information, guys, because they have to have it, because they have so many employees and people that work for them that they have to be ready on a moment's notice to switch this over. So they've been doing what you guys have heard before, running 2 sets of books, one at this rate and one at this rate, so they can switch over. But our biggest thing is they get advance notice of everything that's going on because they have to be ready in a moment's notice, as soon as it happens, to get their people up. They had to give them their cars, do their rates, and do all that. So that's where a lot of information comes from. A lot of information comes ahead of the streets because it is so high up. They'll tell them a week in advance, well, we're going to do this. We're going to do that. And they come out the meeting and say, this is it. Yeah, it's resolved. And, this is what's going to happen. Look for it on Tuesday. But it doesn't come on Tuesday. It comes the following Tuesday because it didn't come down as fast as they thought it was going to come down. So just like tell you with the rate, and nobody saw it. Everybody says not there. And we said, well, we need to go verify this ourselves. And I called Kurdistan, and they said, yep, it's here. And then I called Baghdad. They said, nope, it's not here. Nobody's getting that. It's not real. I said, okay. We wait. 2 days later, I get a call from Baghdad. Hey, you know what you said? Yeah, it's here. It happened today. I said, yeah, it happened for you today. It happened for him 2 days ago. So, but I now know. I said, now we know how long it takes to go from Kurdistan to Baghdad when it happened. It took 2 days for them to catch up. But sometimes, yes, he's a week ahead of the curve because Kurdistan will do things and Baghdad won't do it for another week. And that's when we see the news articles what come out when Baghdad does it. not when Kurdistan does it, because they just go ahead and do it. Why?
Mm-hmm.
It's easier for them to do. And I'm just using this term because there's no other one I can think of right now. I want to say they're more civilized than Baghdad, but I just really mean they're more, I should say, industrialized or more advanced as far as the way they live in Kurdistan versus Baghdad. I shouldn't have said civilized because that's the wrong word. So,
Gotcha.
But anyway, that's how it works, okay? Yeah.
Okay. Appreciate the insight. And again, 10 days from whenever, that's going to be our TNT Super Fantastic Pay It Forward project. And it looks like, we're getting into the middle of the month, and that'll be a fun time. Appreciate it. And it sounds like it'll be a great birthday for you. And happy birthday in advance.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All
Appreciate
right.
it.
I hope we don't wait for my birthday, though.
I know. Again, appreciate it.
All right.
Thanks again. Bye-bye.
All right, thank you. All right.
All right, 514 area code. You are on.
Yeah. Tony and Ray, can you hear me?
Good morning. Good morning. Yes, sir.
Good morning. Hi. Wow, it's been about 9 years and I've tried to get a hold of you, but here I am. I can't believe it. You guys sound great. And we're all looking forward to great things. And the fact that the lower denominations may be out this weekend, that's very much uplifting. What I wanted to speak to you about is I am a Canadian citizen living in Canada. And my daughter lives in New Jersey, and I have a Wells Fargo bank account under my name in New Jersey, and I also have a U.S. Social Security number, a legal Social Security number under my name. What I would like to know is if there's going to be any issue with my exchanging in the United States in New Jersey. I know it's District 3 in New Jersey. I don't have I have a mailing address in New Jersey, and my foreign currency is in New Jersey with a friend of mine who is an attorney. So, I'd like to know if there's if there would be any problem that you could see with me, and I have a fair amount, with me exchanging in the United States. Tony, are you there?
I'm here. I'm listening to you. So, first of all, you have an address, you have a Social Security number, and you're a U.S. citizen. So I can't see any problem there.
I am not a U.S. citizen. I have a U.S. Social Security number. I am not a U.S. citizen. That's why I started off saying that I'm a Canadian citizen living in Canada.
In Canada. Okay.
The province of Quebec.
I don't know. You know what I'd do? I would call the bank because they're going to ask you. And how do you do transactions at the bank now when you come to New Jersey? No problem?
Yeah, no problem at all. I've had that bank account now.
Okay.
I've only established it, I guess, about 7 years ago, 6-7 years ago, and I keep it for the exchange purposes. When I'm visiting my daughter in New Jersey, I have no problem. Go to the bank, deposit some money, withdraw some money. I've even sent money from Canada by mail to Wells Fargo in New Jersey, and they deposited in my account, no problem.
Okay, you shouldn't have a problem. But let me ask you this, though. I have a question. I don't think you're going to have a problem. I'm just curious to why would you want to exchange in New Jersey rather than exchange in Canada?
Well, I couldn't, to tell you the truth, Tony, I couldn't make up my mind whether it was a better idea to exchange in the United States or in Canada. I'm not looking for any contract rate. I have enough. I wouldn't even dare try to get a contract rate because personally I just don't trust what the U.S. government might do to a non-U.S. citizen, or whatever, So
okay, let me tell you this. So Canada's exchange rate is going to be higher than the U.S.
How do you know
First
that?
of all, so you're losing money coming to the U.S. when you could simply exchange into Canadian and then take the Canadian money and bring it over to the U.S. and exchange it into dollars and make more money than everybody else already.
No, but Tony, how do you know that the Canadian exchange rate is going to be higher than the U.S. exchange rate?
Is the Canadian dollar higher than the U.S. dollar?
No, it's not. U.S. dollar is higher.
Is it?
Oh yeah. When I try to buy U.S. dollars in Canada, I lose about 30%, at least 30%.
Oh, I thought it was the other way around.
No way. I use at least. I lose it. If I buy something online or whatever, it costs me a lot more in Canadian dollars. So
wait, let me look and see. Yeah. Nope, I thought it was. So maybe that was my mistake. I thought it was.
Oh no, the U.S. dollar is very strong. For me to purchase U.S. dollars, I got to pay at least 30-35% more in Canadian currency to purchase it.
Well, I wasn't the only one.
Yeah. Well, you see, I was thinking that if something, years ago I was thinking, I'm going to try to get the contract rate, That's what I was thinking years ago. But after listening to everything, for years, I'm saying to myself, there is no way I'm going to go for the contract rate. I just don't want to get into any sort of hassle or long-term hassle with the U.S. government in any way, shape, or form. I just want to get the international rate as much as possible. As it goes up a little bit on Forex, fine. I'll go in and exchange. If it's $4, $5, $6, I'll be as happy as pie. No problem. But once it revalues, I can't take my foreign currency for whatever reason. If they stop me from exchanging, I can't take my foreign currency across the border into Canada. That's like impossible because I'd have to declare it.
And what would be wrong with that?
I do know.
What would be wrong with declaring it? That's all. You're just letting them know what you're doing and what you're bringing in.
Oh yeah, you would trust them with all your dinars, with all your dong, and with all your zim notes. And how do I know that I can exchange my zim notes in Canada?
You don't, but I'm looking at you're right. $1 Canadian dollar is 74 cents U.S. So you want to do just the opposite. Yep, go to the U.S., exchange, and then go back to Canada and make some money. So you get more for it. That's exactly what you want to do. So this is how you solve all border problems, everything else. Nobody taking your money. You get a private plane and you fly back and forth. Nobody's searching your bag. Nobody's doing nothing. You're going to land. You're going to be in country. As soon as you get off your plane, you get in your limo, and you go home.
You can do that?
It's done every day. It's done every day. Now,
you get a private plane, and nobody checks you when you go through customs?
They don't. Now, then when you go into, they're not going to check your bag.
I find in general that the Canadian customs are very lax. It's like, welcome everybody. But I don't count on stuff like that. But it's interesting what you're saying.
Private planes are treated differently than commercial planes, commercial airlines, everything else. You'll see. You're all about to learn something new. Whole new way of life.
So that's
you'll be able to do that. Yeah.
So that's just in case. Just in case they say no, you have to go back to Canada and exchange there. So that's my out, because I have a son in Los Angeles, a sister in Providence, Rhode Island, and a daughter in New Jersey. And I really would not want to hand over my foreign exchange money to them to exchange for me, because that's complicated business, complicated family stuff. I'd rather stay away from that.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to give mine to my kids either, because I might not see it. Matter of fact, I might not be able to cross the street if I gave it to him. The truck might run me over or something. Anyway.
But
all right, thank you, sir.
You really don't think that I'm going to have a problem, getting to exchange, going in with a private bank manager and stuff like that. They're going to see that I have an awful lot of dinar, an awful lot of dong, and an awful lot of zim.
Okay, this is something you guys need to understand here right now. It's something I learned a long time ago. All right? If you're scared of the answer, don't ask the question. Okay? Don't ask the question. Don't go into the bank and say, here's my address, but I've been living in Canada for the last 6 months. Am I okay? Because now they have to do something. But if you don't say it, then don't worry about it, and it never came up. You guys need to watch TNT a little bit more, because, guys answer questions, but they say, oh, well, you didn't ask me that part. So that's why I answered that way. Do that all the time. Don't ask the question if you're scared of the answer. All right?
Okay, yeah.
Go in there, do your business. That. You got a social security number. You have an account. You got your ID. Just go do your business as normal and walk away.
What about when I call them originally to set up an appointment? I have to tell them that I'm in District 3, which my mailing address is in District 3.
So you're going to call the number. Every district is going to have a number. People are going to call it, and that's where it's going to ring, even if it is. So you're in Canada. You want to be in New Jersey. All you do is call your daughter, have her three-way, dial the number, and it's coming from right there.
Perfect. That sounds good. That sounds all right.
Okay.
Very much appreciate the feedback, Tony. Very much appreciate the feedback, and you guys are unbelievable. You got the patience of I don't know what, but years ago I got kicked off of the what's it called, the group, the
forum.
Yeah, I got kicked off. Pam kicked me off of the forum. I made a little boo-boo. That was the time when you were having some issues, let's say, and one of the guys that who was on my email called me up in a big panic because he saw it all on the internet, blah, blah, blah. He called me up in a big panic and got me scared. So I made a mistake. Instead of calling one of the what are they called? The people who instead I called up a few of the people in the group, and that was my mistake. I should have called, the guy. What do you call it? Your staff that's on the staff that's on that that take care of these things.
I call them Ray. That's what I call them.
No, it's they're
the moderators.
The moderators, yeah. Sorry, I just lost that word. I should have called one of the moderators to tell them, that I was concerned. So instead of that, I called a few of the people, and she thought that I was going to cause problems or whatever, and all of a sudden, boom, I'm off. Can I get back on, please? And I've written some really nice
I don't
stuff.
know. I don't do that. That's Ray. Ray does that stuff. I don't do that.
Can you put me back on, Ray? I was nice. I wrote nice things and everything in my back office there. I wrote nice. My little error, and I get kicked off by Pam.
Okay, let's discuss it later, though, because we got to get some more people on the call.
Okay.
I mean,
so,
whatever
Ray,
you
can
want to
you
do.
take a look at my thing?
The Bible says, "He shall forgive you for all of your sins."
Yeah, but will you?
We're not the Bible.
All right, whatever.
I think that addressed it. Also, Captain Willie and One Desert Rat are saying, Tony, that you were in error about flying private planes into Canada. So I guess they do it on a regular basis. I would have liked for them to find a better way to say that in chat, but still that's what it boils down to. So I guess they're challenging you on being correct on the flying the private plane information. So there's One Desert Rat and who did I say the other person was? Captain Willie. So we'll see.
Well, I'll have to call Canadian Customs, I suppose, and speak with them and see what the story is, just in case. So
okay.
Anyway,
now, somebody else did text me and said they had to go through customs in Panama, too, and in Canada. Somebody did text me that. He said in his plane. So, I don't know how they said it, but he said that, too. So,
okay, thank
I fly in planes all the time.
For everything you guys do.
And maybe it is over there because I'm all the time private planes and my bags are never searched. So, but we'll see. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very, very much. Have a great
day. All right,
day.
347 area code. You are on. 347.
Hey, what's going on, Ray? What's going on, Tony? How y'all doing today?
Hey, sir. I am saying Captain Love Error to the nth degree. And yourself?
Man, I can't complain. Hey, Tony, earlier when you said that in Iraq that their goods and services, their goods and stuff is going up, their groceries and stuff like that, did their money increase in any value, or you didn't? Because I didn't hear you say anything about that. So how could their groceries and meat and everything go up, but their money not increase?
Their money did increase. That's what we were talking about.
Okay.
The rate is
did you say the amount?
$2.86.
$2.86. Okay. All right.
Yes,
I didn't hear that.
That for 35 dinar, they can get $100. That's what it costs now. 35 dinar to get $100. So if you divide that in, it comes out to $2.86.
All right, good. All right, my question's been answered. Enjoy your day. Thank you very much, and mute me out.
All right, sir. Thank you. 713 area code. You are on.
Hey, Ray.
Okay, hold on. I got another.
Hold up, 713. 1 second.
He says, Tony, they only check your passport, not your bags in Canada when in a corporate jet. I have many times. So, and I know, well, here, I mean, I go through that all the time. Private jet, I don't even go through there. They just check the manifest. You come in and the bags go right in the car. And I would assume it'd be the same thing over there. Nobody's going through my bags because they don't. I mean, they go right in the car. But anyway, we'll go on. We'll debate it another time.
No, well, I'm going to address this. I'm going to address it because it needs to be addressed. Just because someone has different information than what you have doesn't give you the right to come on and say somebody's giving bad information. You just know what you know. You don't know what other people know. So choice of words is important because I'm sorry doesn't always clean it up or correct it or undo it. So let that be a word to the wise. Choose your words carefully, especially when you put them in my chat room. All right, 713, you're on.
All right, how y'all doing today?
Fantabulous to the nth degree.
I'm doing great. I just wish it was warmer here in Atlanta, but, you know, it is what it is. It's still winter. So a lot of my questions have been answered. Oh, real quickly, Ray, a little housekeeping thing. I tried to make a donation last week on the website. You know, I clicked on the donate button. And I've done it before, and it immediately got kicked back, like within a minute or two, back to me. It said it went to you, but then it came back. So I don't know what happened. I've done what I've done before, but I just wanted to let you know. I just haven't had a chance to check it since then, but I don't know if you've had that issue or something before.
Yeah, that happens literally every week with Cash App. I'll see at least one or two failed attempts where somebody tried to do something and it failed and kicked back. I still haven't figured out why that happens. So I just tell people, try it again, change the amount, until I can learn what's causing it. I can't tell you how to compensate for it other than just try it again. And if it keeps doing it, then just go back to just mailing.
Okay.
The system is definitely not infallible.
Right. I just wanted a little bit of know what to do. That's cool. I haven't had a chance to try it. So I've been real busy.
Thank you.
But I will.
All right.
I
appreciate you making the effort.
Hey, no problem. A lot of my questions have been answered. My only kind of thing that I'm really wondering on is, Tony, is obviously, I mean, to me, it seems like this has to go. Obviously, once the lower denoms, whether it's this weekend or, it's your contact can be a little bit ahead, whether it's 2-3 days or a week, whatever. Whenever it goes, it has to go, because between that and the economics of everything with, the rates having changed in country and now taxes and tariffs, I mean, to me, it makes sense that it just has to go. So what is your gut, and what you got from Intel is you don't see this making it out of this month at all? You see there's any way?
Well, I definitely don't see that happening with the lower denials. So let's think about this for a minute, what you just said, okay? So the rate changes in country right now, but I'm getting ready to go to the U.S. Man, I'm going to the U.S. on vacation right now, and my rate is 286 to 1. But then I come over here to the U.S. because the rate hasn't changed, and now it's costing me 1,100 to 1.
Right.
How much money am I giving away for that dollar? Now, if it's 35 dinar for $100, now you're telling me I got to come over here and pay $300 worth of dinar just to get $1? Because that's what would happen, right?
Right. It's
versus
crazy.
The in-country rate and the international rate. So, yeah, how would that work? It wouldn't. So how long can they sustain that with people in the outside world and doing business with the outside world at two different rates? That's not going to happen, guys. We're right where we need to be, and it's about to be full-fledged. So.
Right. I mean, that's how I read it. And just from articles that I've read, of different Citibank doing deals there and, other companies, I mean, you can't, it just doesn't make sense to me. So, I mean, the rest of my stuff has all pretty much been answered already, so I'm good on it. I did notice that, too, about the agreement between Mahdi and Sadr. I mean, I think that's very big for the cabinet. As well, I don't subscribe to it needing to be done, but you never know, and it's Iraq, so hopefully that doesn't. But that's really about it.
I don't either.
Yeah, I just don't see. They've said it for so long that they've accepted what they have, and we're done on that, right?
Well, you know what? They were done months ago. My very same guy who gave us, he said, this has been over, and they're just doing a show for you guys. For whatever reason, dragging it out. Agreement has been in place. Everybody knows who it's going to be. So if they're going to announce it this weekend, because it's supposed to be on the 9th, right, which is Saturday, is when it's supposed to take the vote, and if they're going to make the announcement this weekend and the lower alarms come out this weekend, it was always like that, always planned to be like that. But they've had the answer to these questions for months. So whatever else they were waiting for, it's all part of the game. And he has been telling us that. I mean, that's over. They're not even talking about it anymore. You don't see any news articles about it anymore. Nobody's fussing over names or anything, because they would still be doing that even if they're waiting to vote. But they're not.
Yeah. They would still be going back with what they were doing. They put them up for a vote. Yeah. No, we didn't have a quorum, blah, blah, blah. We keep, doing. The only thing that I keep seeing is that they keep just changing dates, and stuff, So that's the only thing. But I agree with you. I think it's just more of a show, just as a show, to keep people watch what we're saying over here while we do what we want to do with the other hand.
That's right.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate it. I don't want to hold you up any longer. And I will be on listening the next call, and hopefully we'll be done with this thing over the weekend or next week sometime. Thank you for both of your time.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank
you, sir.
765 area code. You are on.
Yeah, Tony. Yeah, Ray. How you guys doing today?
Greetings. I'm fantabulous to the nth degree.
So,
and yourself?
Not bad, not bad. A little colder than I'd like it to be, but I'll deal with that.
Oh, okay.
So with the lower denoms not coming out till this weekend at some point, do you see any way this thing goes before then, or do you think we have to wait for the lower denoms to hit the street level?
No, I think they have to have them for, people who don't want to use their cards. And there's some items, you just want to use cash with. I do myself. I mean, I probably wore my card out. My wife keeps telling me, you need to get a new card because you're not going to be able to use it in a minute. It wore it out because, I do everything with it. But sometimes you just want to do $2 cash, $5 cash, and not do that. They want to have some cash on the streets. Now, I'll tell you guys, he said look for them on Saturday. But we know they started trickling out 2 weeks ago because he got his, the higher people, they got theirs 2 weeks ago when they started trickling out, and I'll tell you guys that. But they're looking for them to be coming out of the ATMs this weekend. So and that way it'll be at ground level where everybody can get it.
Okay. What's your bank people saying? Are they saying anything at all? I mean, they've been pretty excited here as of late. Are they still excited, or are they just quiet?
They're saying I can't talk about it. I'm saying, what do you mean you can't talk about it? Last time you called me, I didn't call you. Well, can't talk about it. So I'm saying, okay, we're that close that you now cannot talk about it, because that's how I take that. All right.
So do you see us getting out of? Do you see us getting out of the month of March without a RV?
No, I don't. For all the things that I said on the call earlier, if the lower denoms come out, how are they just not going to do it? And they're going to give everybody in the world the opportunity now to go buy Dinar before they make the announcement? I don't think there's a CBI in the world that's going to do that, or anybody else. Or even if they want to, because what? If the lower denoms come out and we all know it, can we now call everybody who wouldn't do it and say, look, you idiot, and everybody run and try and go get it? Yes. And then what would that cause? They're not going to do that because, as we said, all the hedge funds be sitting there just waiting to pounce on it. They would physically go get all they can get. That's right. But then they'll put all their money in there and just let it ride, knowing what's about to happen, and will create 100 billionaires instantly. They're not going to let that happen.
Yep. All righty. Well, my other questions have pretty much already been answered, so thank you very much, and you guys have a good day.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, sir.
806. You are on.
Hey, guys. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm fantabulous to the nth degree.
I'm glad to hear it. Well, I was just recently turned on to this RV by a family member, and that family member told me to go out and purchase dong. And your show constantly mentions, hey, go out, buy 1 million dong, so on and so forth. So my question, how does the Iraqi dinar revalue affect the Vietnamese dong?
The Vietnamese dong, Zim, rupiah, Afghani, there's a whole bunch of currencies that are in the global currency reset. There's going to be a global currency reset. So actually 90 to 120 different currencies are going to be affected during this reset. The dong is one of those currencies. Now, you hear us talking about the dong for 2 reasons, okay? All right.
Okay.
I mean, I'm saying go buy dong because it's easier for people to get. For $39, $47, you can get 1 million dong, and if the rate comes out at $47, you just made yourself $1 million. which is easy.
47 cents.
The dinar, 47 cents. Well, if it come out of dollars, maybe. If the dinar is costing people $900 a million, and that's harder for people to do. Some people don't want to take a chance like that, but they'll take a chance on $47 or $50, to get $1 million. So that's why I tell them, just go do that. At least you got something out of the deal.
I understand. I just wanted to clear up what the two had. You always mention them in the same sentence, dong and dinar. I just wanted to clear that up.
Okay, the dinar is the foundation for the GCR, which is the global currency reset. The dong is part of it. That's why we do that. All right?
Understood. I appreciate you guys answering my question.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Sure. Thank you.
Okay, take care. 702 area code. You're on.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
Good afternoon.
You, Tony and Ray.
I am fantabulous to the nth degree. And yourself?
I've been better, a little bit sick, but I'm still hanging in there. Hopefully, we're all going to enjoy this blessing.
Yes, ma'am.
And I have a question also. I was trying to use the website to send you the money for about 3 months, and it always kicked it back to me. So I resumed just sending it on the mail for you. Now,
okay.
I hope I've been sending for years and years my check to you, but when you were going to go on the meet and greet to Las Vegas, I stapled a little note with my phone number and my email, trying to see if I would get invited. And I don't know whether you got it or not because I never hear from you, and that worried me a little bit. It's like I hope I'm sending it to the right address. Okay.
When you send the checks in?
Yeah, where I send the checks in, I staple a little message, trying to see if I could have gone to the meet and greet that you had at Las Vegas, and I never got an answer.
Oh, okay. We're nowhere near planning that yet. But don't feel like you're left out. You're not left out of the process.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, that's very, very nice. Very nice to hear that. I appreciate that because I'm not in the forum, and I've been with you guys for about I started in 2007, and I started listening to your calls in 2008, and it's been a pleasure. It's been very nice, and I cannot thank you guys enough and bless you, because it's for you guys that is a lot of us getting good information, and I will have an education a little bit more. Also, there is something that at one time I was listening to this call, and somehow somebody got into my phone and left a message that I believe it must have been for you guys.
Oh, really?
It was kind of weird. It's either that or somebody's trying to abuse of an old lady that is very ignorant and is trying to get me into something that I shouldn't.
Probably.
If you can send me an email, maybe or something like that, maybe I can get in touch with you so I can try to figure out how can I let you listen to that.
You want me to send you my email address?
Well,
is that what you said?
Well, I would like
to now, if I send you that information, what guarantee did I have you won't bug me every day wanting to know what's going on and what's the latest intel?
Trust me, I will bug you.
All right.
I will.
Now, are you on a cell phone?
I know how busy. If this is my cell phone, yes.
All right. I'll text you my information.
Thank you. Thank you for all that. And as far as we know, is the SIM going to be in the basket?
Which one?
The SIM, the Zimbabwe.
According to our sources, no. According to our banks, yes. So time will tell. It remains to be seen.
Fair enough.
All right.
I thank you again, a lot for everything. A lot of my questions were answered already. And God bless the two of you and your whole families.
Thank you.
You all guys are always in my prayers. Thank you for everything.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye now.
All right.
Bye-bye. 972 area code. You're on.
Oh, you guys busy today?
Okay, get closer to your microphone, please.
All right, I'm going to have to undo some things here.
All right, I can understand you now. Hey.
All right, I'll shout across the room. I have two more fellows here to listen to this event. You know, you chewed on me significantly, telling me not to help people, but you will listen to the call, so here I am again.
Well, no, you misunderstood, sir. I never told you not to help people. I just told you to stop milk feeding them. You know.
That's my shorthand version of it.
Okay.
I'm not offended.
Okay.
Playfully agitated. All right, my question, I got on the call a little bit late because I'm working for a living. You know how that goes. Did I understand that the date has been told to you guys, and you're not going to tell us when it is, but you're telling us it's this weekend?
No.
Okay.
That's not what we said.
Right.
What we said was
correct.
we should see the lower denoms sometime this weekend. I said he did give me a day that the lower denoms are supposed to come out, but I'm just telling you we should see him sometime this weekend. That doesn't mean the RV is that day. Now, it would make sense for it to be that day, but that's not exactly what he said. Okay?
And it's Iraq, so we know not to take them even close to what they said. Not exact. It doesn't matter, does it?
That's right. Because it could change 4 times this week, and today's Wednesday. So,
yeah. Well, the good thing about it is this weekend only has 2 days. So, thank you for that. The limited parameter on that information. So we'll look for that. It happens and go from there. Otherwise, I'm ready to get some more. So you guys talk it up, and I'll talk to you later.
All right. Get some more. You got time. All right. Have a great day. All right, Ray.
Okay, 214 area code. You are on.
Hello. Good afternoon. How are you guys?
I am fantabulous.
Super fantastic.
Well, I'm hoping.
How are you?
Online this time. I'm great. My question. Everyone's been talking about the $100 to $35. And I'm wondering what's the difference from last year when we were discussing about the military exchanging and coming over here at about the same rate.
You're saying what's the difference?
Yes.
Maybe that it's public. Maybe that it's the Iraq citizens that are getting paid, not just the military or our military when they come over. Okay, we need their citizens to have a new rate so we can have a new rate.
Okay. So at the time that the military was getting that, the citizens weren't seeing it.
No, they were not.
Okay. I see. Okay. And back to the Zimbabwe dollar. I've been reading articles about the Zimbabwe code of ZWR, and that was the code. Okay. That's the code that they're using right now, today, for the RTGS dollars. But that's the same code. Do you know anything about that?
I don't know anything other than what you just said, which I read the same article you did, I guess, and that's why the banks say they're going to take it. I don't know, ZWR. Maybe that's why. It did mention 2008. Yeah.
Right, that's what I was thinking, because the 2009 became the ZWL, but it had 12 zeros taken off of it. And I can't find out how many zeros were taken off in 2008. but it's the same code, and I was just like, why in the world would they even go back and use an old code when they could have came up with a brand new code for this currency that they're using? It just didn't compute to me. So I didn't know if you...
Well, maybe because that's what the contract was written in, and that's why we were told to get those notes.
Okay. I mean, that's what I was thinking also. Did I have another question for you? I know I did. I can't remember. I can't remember the question I had when I got cut off last Friday. Well, I guess I'm going to have to wait till Friday or until we go to the bank on Thursday.
Okay, well, let's go. I'm ready. It's fine with me. Let's go. Okay.
And Ray, are you coming to Dallas anytime soon?
Uh-oh. We must have lost Ray.
Oh, I thought she was asking you that.
No, I said Ray.
Yeah, Ray.
I didn't hear the Ray part. I don't have any immediate plans for Dallas.
No.
No one's made any requests lately to come there and hang out, so nothing's on the agenda.
Okay.
We're going to be hopefully on the 17th, Birmingham, Alabama.
Yeah,
16th and 17th. So we'll hang out that Saturday evening and have dinner and stuff with folks who want to come and hang out.
Right.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you, guys. Have a nice day.
All righty. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
All right, sir. It's wrap 'em up time.
All right, guys. Not a whole lot of news in the news. I read to you what was on TV. There'll probably be some more announcements on their TV throughout the day and tomorrow. Ray will send those out to you. So let's be ready so we don't have to get ready. But it's here. I'm not really looking for anything until this weekend, personally. If he says that's when he thinks they'll come out, on the 9th is when they're supposed to vote the ministers in. Maybe it all will come out one time together. But we're looking forward to the weekend. I am. So if anything else happens, we'll tweet it out, blast it out, but we'll get it to you. Till then, go buy some more Dawn. I'll see you on Friday morning. Ray?
Okay, a short note for the benefit of the person that asked about to do things in the forum and the person that has the other two friends on the speakerphone, if they're still listening. Some things we want to make sure if you haven't heard me address the being ready, getting ready process, some things we want to make sure you consider is protecting your principal. Protecting your principal means not spending it. We're going to do the right thing investing it wise, but that's whatever you get on exchange day is principal until you do something with it. So protect that principal. Number one, try your best not to spend any of it. If you need to do some spending, spend OPM, other people's money. Being ready to know what you want to do when this exchange comes. How much are you going to allocate to other individuals? Now, who to give to, and more importantly, how to give it. These are things you need to have set in advance, if you can. The utopian way being an option C, and that gift letter thing, just giving it to somebody, option A. Also, you want to look at what I think is even more important than that, because this is what you should do before you give anything away. You have to take care of number one. And number one is you. So that means take that money, whatever amount it is, and establish a budget upon which you will live. How are you going to put this money to work? What rates of return can you get from it? That is going to be your monthly cash flow. Now, once you do that little exercise, and let's use an example. Let's say your exchange is $10 million, but of that $10 million, you were planning on giving $3 million of it away. That would only leave you with $7 million. So now you use that $7 million, project a monthly cash flow from that, and see if that monthly cash flow will equate to the standard of living that you are desiring. You might come to the conclusion that you need that other $3 million working with the 7 to give you what you want so you can live the lifestyle you want to live. And from that monthly cash flow, you may be able to then set aside a portion each month to quote-unquote give away. Some of you haven't done that exercise, and I think you really should do that before you start dispensing out money, buying things, paying things, giving away things, and then you want to try to set your lifestyle last. You should let that money determine your lifestyle first, and then you'll know what you can give away, pay off, and all these other types of things by putting that money to work first. So that, in addition to whatever we find in the forum for being ready for when this RV happens, I think this information probably is going to precede anything else, because it's going to take you the farthest on this journey after the dust settles, and you won't have a chance to go back and do a retake. So it's best to pre-calculate this information, know as much as you possibly can know before it's time, than trying to be reactive and catching up on the back end. This is Hump Day Wednesday. You guys enjoy the rest of the week, and we should be back with you on Friday with our regularly scheduled conference call. So in the meantime, in between time, keep believing, because we sure do.